verses on what I call the ideal actor. The ideal actor. How to be an ideal actor. And there's one ideal actor in the Bhagavad Gita. Who's that? Krishna is the ideal actor. So, remember the question that we started the class with? Who is Krishna? Who is Krishna? And I think there's two ways to go about this. You can understand Krishna to be someone outside of yourself. Krishna's some outside guy. Somebody out there. Maybe, he's God maybe. In the sense that we usually think of God. Which is what? Like some guy who sits in some heaven somewhere. Many, many ways, like all kinds of like, what's that Star Wars thing?
Galaxy far, far away.
In a galaxy far, far away. There's Krishna. Or there's who the Indians call Krishna, we call him God or something like that, right? That's who Krishna is. Or you can think of Krishna as being someone very, very close to you. One or the other. And I think religion kind of divides out that way. Religious practitioners divide out that way. Is the sacred like outside of you, like far away somewhere, or is the sacred right here? Is the divine transcendent, or is it immanent? And those of us in this tradition, in the Buddhist tradition, and in pretty much every religious tradition that grew up in India, would argue the second. That the divine is right here. It's not somewhere else. It's not transcendent. It is immanent. And there are plenty of versions in the West of this too. So pantheism, somebody call it pantheism, but the deity, pantheism means everywhere. The deity's everywhere, is in everything. But those are the two ways. So you can think about God that way, and many times that's how Krishna has been understood in the Bhagavad Gita as God in one of those two ways. Although it's kind of hard to maintain the first way when it comes to the storyline of the Bhagavad Gita, because where's Krishna? He's like 5 feet in front of Arjuna. He's his charioteer, and they're having this conversation. And Arjuna's going, wow, I have some problems, could you help me? And Krishna's helping him. He's teaching him throughout the Bhagavad Gita. So it's very interesting to think of Arjuna and Krishna in terms of their metaphorical aspects. See, who are these guys? So he's a warrior. Arjuna's a warrior, for example. Very active. He's an active person. Warriors aren't renunciates. Warriors aren't, contemplatives. Warriors are men of activity, and not women, of activity, right? So, that's the first thing that we learn about Arjuna, is like, this isn't going to be somebody that's going to want to just sit around and contemplate their navels. This is somebody who wants to, wants to learn how to live in the world, but not be of the world. See, live in the world, but not be of the world. That's another way of talking about karma yoga. Karma yoga, how to be in the world, but not of the world. What does that mean? To be, to act, to just be a regular person, to go through life in a regular way, but not get caught up in shopping mall culture. Not get caught up in samsara. See, not get caught up in consumer capitalism. To be like in disguise, guerrilla. To be like a gorilla, not that G-O-R, that G-U-E-R. The guerrilla, warrior, undercover, agent, as you go live your ordinary life in shopping mall culture. See, but not be subsumed by it, not be consumed by it, not be imprisoned by it. All right? So that's Arjuna. He wants to learn how to live, how to live in the world without being caught up, by it. So that's who he is. He's not that smart. He's like every one of us. He's not a rocket scientist like some people in this room. He's just a regular person, trying to get by, live a good life, and all like that. He's a student, right? He comes to his teacher and asks, "Please teach me." See, in the very first, and he comes for reasons that we were talking about on Tuesday, right? Because he's desperate, and in a way, that's maybe you've gotten this. Maybe you've learned this in your own experience. That people come to you for help when they're desperate. People come to you if you know something that they need to know. They come to you only when they realize that they can't figure it out on their own. Maybe they've tried to do yoga on by looking at the internet or something like that, and then they go like, wow, I hurt myself doing that. I need to find a proper yoga teacher. And it's the same, like music. Maybe they tried to learn music by going to Barnes and Noble and getting like teach yourself, saxophone in 5 easy lessons or something. And, they give up on it, and they come to somebody finally who can teach them, right? So Arjuna realizes this. Arjuna realizes he doesn't know how to live a life. He can't figure out how to live his life properly on his own. So he comes to a teacher. So he's a student. He's a student also. Who's Krishna? Krishna is a charioteer. What does a charioteer do?
Lead you.
He takes you from one place to another. He leads you from one place to another. He's like a taxi cab driver, right? You get in the back of the cab, and then and you say, if you're Arjuna, you say, I don't know where the hell I should go. You take me. It's like, I guess, going to like a city that you don't know, and you go into the cab and you say, oh, take me to a nice restaurant, So he gets into the cab, Arjuna gets into the chariot and says, take me to where I need to go, you see. So that's Krishna. He's a charioteer. He's a teacher, obviously, right? Teaching Arjuna throughout the whole thing. And who else does he turn out to be in the 11th chapter? Master of time and space. He's God. You see, he's God. Which is a very, very interesting teaching about who the teacher is in Indian conceptions of the teacher. Teacher is somebody who takes you from one place to another. Who takes you oftentimes screaming and crying from one place to another. Yeah? Fairly unwillingly, maybe, sometimes. A teacher is somebody who never gives up on you. Who always, like, from chapter after chapter after chapter, just keeps teaching. And a teacher is somebody who is for you the cipher to the sacred. Who is for you the portal to the divine. And that's what they say in India, Guru is God. And so this is a long way of talking about why Krishna is a paragon of action for Arjuna. Krishna is a paragon of action. Krishna is the ideal actor. Why? Because he's his teacher. And his teacher, because Arjuna's teacher, Arjuna understands his teacher to be God. Arjuna's teacher is God, as it happens. But so too is your teacher. When you find your teacher, when you find your spiritual teacher, your teacher is God. Your teacher has been sent for you on a sacred mission from HQ, on your case especially. And there's a very simple proof of this in the Buddhist text, actually. You know what it is? How you know that your teacher is a Buddha. See? They go on for a long, long time. There's like many, many pages on this, but ultimately it comes down to a very, very simple proof. Well, let's check. What do Buddhas do? They teach. Anybody teaching you? Yes. A equals B, B equals C, A equals C. They are the Buddha.